Hello folks, well, it's an ain't just for a car company that makes electric cars, I might say. Something about that, when I was at the country where the future Tesla should be built at a former Ford factory, I found out the Tesla factory in California. In my vacation time, right? Tesla is based in California, based in the US, and they opened a factory outside for the Model S to make outside the US. You know, the Model S Tesla electric car, you know, I mean in Canada, I was there, but this would be interesting. The Model S car from Tesla would be, for example, you know, this could be saving a lot of money. You know, might not saying it'll be bad news for the province of Alberta, but good news for St. Thomas. Yeah, Ontario. That is, St. Thomas, Ontario is good news. Well, if it's the city of St. Thomas, Ontario, London, or around that, London and St. Thomas area, approve of Tesla, you know, the former Ford factory, and then 30% ownership of the Ford Motor Company of the Tesla company, 30% ownership. Can you imagine that? 30% ownership. Ford, as I mean, the Ford Motor Company is doing very well in their cars, even though they sell the awesome Ford Mustang, one of the coolest cars ever made. Still being made here in America, here in the good old US of A, then there is no problem about making the Thunderbird based on the Tesla S. Thunderbird police car or the Tesla S police car. Well, it's just an example that the first Tesla with the steering wheel at the wrong side, made in North America, will be made at a former Ford factory outside the US. That's right, a former Ford factory outside the US will make Teslas. In the steering wheel, the same steering wheel on the same side as the ones in Japan and in the UK, made in North America, will be at a former Ford factory outside the US. That's right, a former Ford factory outside the US. And let me tell you why. It is like the possibility of, I'm saying, regardless of that former Ford factory that has too many awards, the best production for the Crown Victoria, the best production for the Mercury Marauder, and you know, all these JD Power Awards and stuff, even making a Mazda E, or Mazda E, you know what they call it, car based on the Tesla S, meeting the quality standards because of their craftsmanship. I mean, the Tesla S is a car. It is being manufactured now in the Netherlands, in Europe, even though it's closer, but I don't know how is their quality controlled in the Netherlands. I hope it meets to the standards, but for now on, we're talking about a Tesla car made in Canada. Well, the Tesla S, the city of St. Thomas. St. Thomas will be the first city in Ontario. St. Thomas, Ontario will be Canada's hubcap for the first production of electric vehicles at a former Ford factory. Well, the main thing is that this Tesla factory was a Ford factory. This Tesla factory that is going to open, that needs to be opened up in Canada, has opened in 1967 for the 1968 Falcon. That's what the Tesla, before it became a Tesla factory, has produced Ford cars. Now, it is like 30% was made outside the US, sold outside the US. I mean, the first Teslas made outside the US, sold in the US, will be in the state. Tesla S, the first Tesla S made outside the US, sold in the US, will be in Michigan. You know, Ford Motor Company is based in Dearborn, Michigan. The why is the 30% is that these cars sold in Michigan, these Tesla S made outside the US, will be made at the same factory that they make the Crown Victoria, the same factory that they make the Mercury Grand Marquis, and the same factory when they made the first Lincoln Town cars made outside the US. That's right. That same factory, in about the 30% of that, they could make a fully electric Ford Thunderbird at the same factory where they make the Crown Victoria. Where they used to make the Crown Victoria, and let me tell you why. It is like good for the profit of that 30% of that factory, of that former Ford factory, the former Ford St.Thomas Plant, being a Tesla factory. You know, the first Tesla factory in Canada that has been open there since 1967 will be like, well, a new breeze for Canadian electric car industry. You know, that's what I'm going to say. And then this is what I'm going to say is that we need to say that about Tesla having 30% of ownership from the Ford Motor Company, opening a factory in Canada at the same factory that Teslas are going to be made in Canada is the same factory where the Ford Crown Victoria used to be manufactured, are going to make Tesla S pretty soon. You know, I mean, right to Tesla and the government of St. Thomas, Ontario, to order and approve Tesla to be manufactured in Canada. Yeah, Tesla S made in Canada. First Thunderbird fully electric will be made at the same factory where they used to make the Crown Victoria, to convert it into a Tesla factory based on the Tesla S. I mean, Tesla Model S. That would be awesome. And the first state, the state of Michigan, to sell Tesla S made outside the US, coming from the same factory where they used to make the Crown Victorias. Maybe you have another export economy. These Teslas will be sold as police cars, were the first Teslas made in North America, made outside the US, made at a former Ford plant to be sold in Japan. Even a Mazda based on the Tesla S, called the Mazda E or Mazda Electro, but they call it in Japan. Just put a name in there, but because of the outer lines, will be based on the Tesla S. And it will also be sold in North America. So, for whatever reasons, you know, people watching this, even Superman's kind of gotta know about this. Tesla, I think Tesla in the former Ford factory in Canada, manufacturing Tesla cars, 30% ownership of the Ford Motor Company based in Dearborn, Michigan, making Thunderbirds at the same, based on the Tesla S, at the same factory where they used to make the Crown Victoria. That'll be good for our neighboring country. You know, help thy neighbor, you know, floods. And now we're going to buy the electric cars, the green car, you know, the first Canadian-built green car. The first Canadian-built fully electric car will be a Tesla S, manufactured at the former Ford plant in St. Thomas, Ontario, at the same exact place where they make the Ford Crown Victoria and the first Lincoln Town cars made outside the US. So peace out, and let's make some Teslas, eh? The same factory where they used to make Crown Vics, they're going to make Teslas in Canada pretty soon. Long live right to Tesla. Well, we write to the government in St. Thomas to approve that Tesla factory, the former Ford motor, the former Ford St.Thomas Assembly Plant, to be converted into a Tesla factory with all state-of-the-art technology, hiring new employees or the same employees from the Ford Motor Company when they used to work at the plant where it used to be the Ford St. Thomas plant. It turns into a Tesla plant that they work at the former plant. Now that's soon going to be a Tesla plant. That will be best for the economy and best for the startup of the Canadian electric car industry. One of the first electric cars made in Canada will be a Tesla made at a former Ford plant where they used to make the Crown Victoria. Goodbye, everybody. And I love you all, guys. Your country is pretty cool, pretty awesome. That's what I say. Bye.